You're listening to That's Apparent with Tanya and Sean.
Hi, and welcome to That's Apparent. My name is Sean, and I'm joined here by my lovely wife, Tanya.
Hi, everyone.
And this is a new podcast, and what's it going to be about, dear?
It's going to be about parenting and marriage challenges, some that are apparent and some that are not. Some that might catch you by surprise, and what we have learned along our journey.
Right, and this particular episode, this first episode, is going to be talking about us, really, right?
Yes, an intro to us, a little bit of a background of our family, and how long we have been together, and just to get you guys familiarized with who we are.
Right, because, I mean, we're just strangers to you, and we can't have stranger danger, so we're just going to kind of give you a little bit of our backstory and, where we're coming from.
Let you into our world a little bit, and then we can move forward, and we can
get into all kinds of topics. Eventually.
Dive right in.
This first episode is probably going to be the most boring, unfortunately. So if you can get through this, I think it's all uphill from here.
Actually, it's pretty
downhill.
Great. It's pretty great, the episode.
I screwed up the expression. See? First mistake out of the way. So there's things that you go through being a parent that are kind of obvious, like things you would expect, and then there is the unexpected.
A lot of unexpected.
A lot of unexpected. So, and we've been through both.
Maybe more to the unexpected side, but yes.
We've been through a lot of unexpected. So I think our perspective can really help people to sort of get through both of those types of things that we have already been through. So kind of a learn from our mistakes kind of thing.
And things we're still figuring out because there's so much that you learn every day. I mean, being a parent, you learn every day something new.
And some wins, too. I mean, there's some things that we've tried
and
for
some
a first
fails.
time.
Fails.
But there's definitely some things that we've tried first time and it, worked straight out of the gate. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we can't, beat ourselves up too much and say, you guys...
no one would listen to us.
You guys shouldn't make all these mistakes that we've made. We haven't made just mistakes. We've done some things right. we've done some things right, so...
so I think it'll be fun, and we're hoping to grow a community of you guys because it would be awesome for everybody to start sharing what your experiences are and to help each other because I feel like sometimes parents feel somewhat alone in some of the things they experience, and they're always looking for somebody to kind of back them a little bit and say, hey, you're doing a good job, or hey, why don't you try this? There's so much that we can do to help each other, I think, through parenting and marriage and navigating life.
Yeah, and I was just telling you the other day how, there's so many parenting books out there, but, I think most of the parenting books are kind of catered to, the average child. Mm-hmm. And,
if there is an average.
Right, but I mean...
there really isn't.
They don't... The problem with parenting books is they don't know your child. Your child is an individual.
Mm-hmm.
So, every child is going to have different needs, or they're going to take certain,
approaches better than others.
Right. And I know some parenting books give, different options, different things to try, but... sometimes it's just hearing it from somebody that's been through it and has tried different things and has been, frustrated because half the things they tried didn't work. Sometimes it's better just hearing it from someone that's been through it that can say, listen, this is what worked for me, for my child. And maybe it'll work for you too because I've tried everything else.
Or this didn't work.
Right.
So we can learn from that. What things did we try until we finally found that one thing that maybe worked, and things that work for one child definitely don't work for the other child or third or fourth or fifth child that you have. Right. So it can be pretty hard figuring out what's the right plan. And,
True. That being said, we should probably go.
We should probably backtrack
we should tell
here.
a little bit more about us because this is a new show. we've got new listeners. You guys are a new audience, so you don't know anything about us. Who are we? And we should probably start there.
Who are we?
Who are we?
Should we figure this
we're
out?
just two crazy kids in this crazy world.
Yeah, pretty much. So a little bit about us. We met when we were 15. So just
ages ago.
Not really that I want to give away our age, but we're approaching 20 years of almost. We're 19.
Yeah. Almost 20
We're
years
almost 19.
Together as a couple.
And then next year will be 20 years together. And then we met when we were 15. We got married at 21.
Yep. Engaged at 18, married at 21.
Yep.
Kids by 23 for me.
20. Right. I was 24, I think. I don't know. It's pretty hard when you try to think back at your ages.
I mean, that's close enough.
So, 23, 24. So basically, a lot of people graduate college at 22. We were probably close to that, but we went to community college, so we didn't get our full 4 years in.
Yeah,
but
we both have associate's degrees.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah. But so we pretty much right out of college moved in together, started working, and started having kids. And so all of our friends were out clubbing and having a good time, and here we are with 2 babies.
Yep, those were the choices we made. So
yeah. So now our kids are going to be turning 7 and 11 in the next month and 2 months. So we'll have a 7-year-old and an 11-year-old. Our 11-year-old is a boy. He's a fun time.
He is a fun time.
Yeah,
both literally and sarcastically.
Yeah. Yeah, we've learned a lot from him, and hopefully he's learned a lot from us. I guess we'll find that out. But that's something that...
He'll never admit it, but...
Yes, definitely not. Yeah. So we have a lot of experiences that we've learned from him. And then our daughter is going to be 7. So, yeah, so we have some experiences based on, a son and a daughter, which is cool. And then we
also have fur children, too.
Yes.
I don't know if we need to really...
Yeah, we have to talk about that.
we'll get into it eventually, I'm sure.
Okay, so we have 2 dogs.
Yes.
One by choice, one just happenstance we ended up with. So we have 2 puppies.
It's a whole story that we probably shouldn't even get into.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. But
bottom line, we have 2 dogs.
Yep, 2 crazy dogs. So that's fun. So we have 2 dogs, a boy and girl dog, and a boy and girl child. And... multiple activities, dance, soccer, football.
It never ends.
Yeah.
It's a busy, busy, busy life.
It's nonstop. So, we've been planning to start this podcast for a little while, and then we were super sick in this winter time. I was anyway, and had multiple colds and ear infections and ear tube surgery and the flu, and everything just kept postponing it. But we finally got all ready to record this tonight, and then I was a little delayed getting down here because I had to clean up Cocoa Puffs cereal with chocolatey milk spilled all over our dog. So... if that doesn't say that's a parent, then I don't know what is, because...
This is what parents deal with. Totally normal for us, I guess.
This is just a normal Monday night.
Not on the floor, not on the carpet.
Nope, on the dog. Dripping down his ear, dripping down his back, and then I had to give him a little, sponge bath quick, and, yeah. And then explain to my son why he should probably not bring an overflowing bowl of milky Cocoa Puffs into my living room to then probably spill it on my couch and or carpet. So, yeah, that's fun. Fun times.
Yeah, fun. That's the word that we should use for that.
So super fun. So, yeah.
Did we complete our whole background? That seemed really fast.
It did.
There's more. There's so much more.
There's so much more.
We just really skimmed the cliff notes of our nearly 20 years of being together. But
yeah, we have a lot of podcasts ahead of us, so I'm sure we'll be able to spread that out across future podcasts. But Yeah, I don't
That's
know
the
what
gist
else
of
is.
it, though.
Yeah,
like
what else is relevant
we've
to
been together since we were
now.
kids, basically, and
Grew up together.
Yeah.
Grew up differently, but still together. So we're really
Yeah.
different people than what we were when
oh
we
my
were
god,
15.
yeah. And I'm guilty of like changing the most. I think
Definitely.
I'm like
Definitely.
I'm totally a different person now than I was then. And like there are challenges because of that. Definitely.
Yeah.
And but it's nobody's fault too. And like it's good for couples to be able to understand that. Like if you're a couple that has been together for a long time, it is normal for one of you or both of you to change a lot, like over a decade or longer. And
15 years is a long time
That's
to
a long
change
time.
somebody. And I think it's different if you met when you're, 25 or 30 and you're looking from like 30 to 45. Like you change the most when you're in your late teens.
Mm-hmm.
So being 15 when we started dating to being now almost 35, that's...
now you just straight up gave
Oh,
away our
geez.
age.
Oh,
You were
well.
trying to skate around that earlier. You just blew it.
They would have figured it
I was
out
gonna tell
anyway.
him. I was gonna tell him straight out, but
Could have figured it out. Anyway. So, over 20 years, at 15, 15 to 25, I say you change the most.
Mm-hmm.
And most people change based on experiences they had in college, meeting new friends, meeting new people. And, we did that together. We didn't go off to separate colleges. We didn't stay in dorms or stay away at a college. We were basically living together at both of our parents' houses from 18 on. But we moved in together. I think we were 20.
yeah, I think we got our
First apartment when we
at
were 20.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we lived together through all that, but still changed because we had different jobs and different friends and just you grow up. Like your viewpoints, your personalities, like everything slowly changes and evolves during that age range. So, yeah, we've changed a lot. So it's definitely a challenge to try to navigate that at this point because...
Yeah, I think that's where most
Yeah.
people struggle is like, 10 or 15 years into a relationship, they go, oh my God, I don't know this person. And they just freak out. And then, I think that's a big contributor to like divorce rates because they just feel like they don't know the person anymore. And instead of like trying to like open themselves up and understand the person, just like kind of get to know the person, this new person kind of, and give it a chance and see if like, you could love this person just as much. I know it sounds weird because it's the same person, but it's like...
Yeah, but it's basically like a different person.
It is. It's kind of like a different person. So like, I think people that are willing to be more open-minded to be like, okay, like there's still something here that, from the beginning that, felt right. So...
And a big part of that is history.
Yeah.
When you have so much history together, you always have that moving forward.
True.
You can't look back and be like, hey, remember that time we did this when we were 17? With somebody new, they're not going to have
No,
a
you don't
flipping
have that.
clue. You're not going to be able to do that. So
Yeah.
that's something that...
The amount of inside jokes,
Yeah.
too, are just
so many.
endless.
So many.
Endless amounts, which is fun. Always fun. We
there's
love
a lot.
bringing up we love bringing up inside jokes, and then people look at us like, what are they laughing at?
Especially on this podcast because they have no clue what we would be talking about if we bring up inside
we could drop
jokes.
big time inside jokes. You people would know nothing.
That's kind of not fair to
No,
them.
we wouldn't do that to you.
Maybe we
Maybe
might.
a little bit. I might do.
We might at
do
some
it a little
point.
bit.
I think maybe we could talk a little bit more about some of the topics that we might hope to discuss in future podcasts.
Yeah, good call.
Because there's so many that we could talk about. Handling all kinds of different
Challenges.
parenting and challenges with
Yep.
your children. Handling children that are not quite the norm, which ours are not. So they have...
Not that they're like...
No, they're wonderful.
They're not unusual.
And they're wonderful. We love them.
Like, I don't know if they don't even... I don't know. Do they fit into the category of special needs? I mean, maybe slightly.
Maybe.
I mean, we'll get into that, but...
Yeah, we maybe have a whole podcast for each of them and some of their challenges. Especially this last year, we've went through a lot with them. So there's definitely a lot that we can talk about
definitely
there. So we can discuss that. We would like to touch on different relationship advice, almost like just maybe not even advice, but just things we've experienced, things that are working for us, things that are not working for us. Yeah, so many different topics. And we'd also like to open it up to what you guys would want to hear. Like, what kinds of things would you like to hear in a podcast? What would be something that would be helpful to you? You know, potty training.
If you have
food issues with your kids.
If you have questions too, you could drop them either on the Facebook page, and maybe we'll answer it on there. And sometimes if it's like a really good question, we might answer it on here.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. We can share some experiences.
And we might even name drop too if you have a really good question.
Oh, well, I don't know if we should drop people's names.
Well, I mean first name. Like,
okay.
We're not gonna like completely,
you know, like Bob from Idaho or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bob, if you're listening.
Bob in Idaho. We
Bob in
hear
Idaho.
From you, sir.
Yes. Please send us your question.
Put down that potato and ask us a question.
Okay.
That's
anyway.
What they have out there in Idaho.
Yep. So.
I'm pulling her away from the microphone right now because she is hovering like close and
this
then
is
far.
The first time I've done
and
anything like this, so you got to cut me some slack.
You gotta hold still. There's see, I'm like an amateur audio engineer, so like I've got my face in one spot and I'm keeping it right there.
Okay.
Because that's how
I'm just making it a challenge for you to provide some extra editing.
You are definitely making it a challenge. For you. In post, I'm gonna have to like be sliding the volume up and down and up and down and up and down.
That'll be fun. Okay.
Yeah, so
anyway, so we would love to really have our Facebook page be a community where everybody can, you know, share their own experiences and help each other. You know, we would like, you know, post something that you're wondering about or you're struggling about with your kids, your marriage, your family life, balancing your activities, and just hear from others. I'd like, you know, have everybody comment, and it's nice to have different viewpoints because our viewpoints are not always going to be right, and we know that for sure.
Yeah, like we're not creating this podcast because like we think that we're like the best parents or that we're great parents.
Yeah, definitely not. Like, we're still learning much, and we're learning that we're not always right.
We make mistakes just like everyone else. So like do not think that we're coming at this from the point of, well, you should listen to what we say because we've done it all and we know what's best.
Yeah,
absolutely
definitely not. Like, definitely not.
Like everybody has their own way. Every child is different. You know, they're all just individuals with very specific individual needs. So, you know, we are not experts. We are not trained parents.
No.
We're not doctors.
No, I definitely do not take medical advice from us. I mean, we may, you know.
I may suggest supplements from time to time because that's just one of my interests. But, yeah, again, not a doctor.
Yes.
So always check with your doctor first.
Maybe we should give a little background on what we do for a living, or no?
We can touch on that, sure.
Okay. I mean, I've worked with kids pretty much my whole life, so...
Oh, so that kind of makes you an expert, actually.
No, I'm not an expert.
No?
Definitely not.
Professional in childcare.
I used to be. Maybe.
If you were once, it's like riding a bike. Taking care of kids, like...
Okay.
You don't forget how.
I started babysitting when I was 12.
There you go.
Literally 12 years old. Somebody entrusted me with their children, who were at the time 5 and 3. Excuse me?
No, I'm saying I was saying there.
Why was that stupid? I was very mature for 12.
I'm kidding. It was a joke.
But would you trust our 12-year-old babysitting?
Absolutely not. No,
Never.
Ever.
Never.
No. We were talking about this the other day. Like our maturity level as even younger kids was way different than most kids today.
Yes.
Don't have the sense of responsibility. When I was 5, my parents would let me just wander this earth. I mean, like I was gone. And did they worry? No, because...
No. Which, weirdly, though, now I feel like we're talking like our parents. I was back in our day, they just flicked the lights and you came running home.
Well, I didn't...
I
don't think I sounded like that. And
maybe
definitely
not
not in that voice.
Definitely not that voice. But, anyway.
I was back in time for dinner, though, every night, and they didn't worry.
So, back to my babysitting.
Sorry, back to,
Okay.
Side
so, I was 12. I babysat a 5 and 3-year-old for an entire summer, 40 plus hours a week, probably 50 to 60. And I was very mature 12-year-old. So I started working with kids at a very young age. And then I went to school for early childhood education. And I realized I needed tons more schooling to actually become a legit teacher in a school district. They changed all kinds of things. And I would have needed to go for so much more schooling. We were getting married. I needed money.
Yeah.
I needed to work.
We needed money big time.
So I started working in daycare. Probably not the best field to get into money-wise. And it's a little bit of drama, just saying. But it was, I loved it. I loved kids. I wanted to work with kids. So I worked with kids from infant all the way up to 5 years old. And then I became a preschool teacher. And then I taught preschool for 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds. So I really had a lot of experience with kids, all while having my own 2 kids at a pretty young age. Until last year when I now am not a teacher anymore. I currently am an assistant to a photographer who is awesome. I may have to plug her at some point on this podcast, but it is now a full-time job.
She has to be a paid sponsor for
Yeah, she should, actually.
She should do that.
She really
should. Look into that.
Yep. Not mentioning any names here, but...
We could, though.
We could.
For a price.
Oh, bargaining. Oh, man. Anyway.
Just saying.
So I'm in a totally different field now. So I primarily work from home, which is amazing because I get to be flexible and help with our kids and, go to activities at school if needed. Like today I got to go to my daughter's field day for a little bit. So it was awesome. It's an awesome thing. But I don't have much that I'm really doing that's kid related now, except for my own kids. But the point of this was that I have experience with children.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
Years of experience.
Years.
With dealing with all ages, too.
All ages. So many times I joked about writing a book about daycare experiences or my experiences with kids because there's so many funny stories. I mean, ask the people I've worked with over the years. There's so many hilarious stories. We could have created volumes of books of the funny
kids are
stories.
The
There's
stuff that kids do and say. Oh my gosh.
So many. And I've worked with some pretty great people over the years who've made that profession really awesome. So we have so many experiences from that.
Should I go into my
background? So it's now his turn.
I hate talking about myself, but I guess I'll start back into like the elementary school days.
That far back?
Yeah, I'll fast forward though. It's pretty
geez.
good. I just wanted to touch on the fact that like in elementary school, I got involved in theater. I started performing in plays, and I like instantly like fell in love with it.
Please, sir, can I have some more, sir?
So yes, I was Oliver in Oliver at 10 years old, and then
in a college production, by the way.
I was in it in the high school production, and then that summer found out that a local college was doing that same performance. So I auditioned. I already knew my lines. I already knew the songs, and I auditioned with like all saying all of her lines and singing all of her songs, and they were like, he's got it, like this is it, so I landed that part. That was a paid acting role that I had as a 10-year-old, so that was like really big for me. Like it was quite an exciting experience. And then so I continued through middle school and high school to perform in plays, and then I went to college for radio TV production because I had a strong interest in video editing and audio, and radio slightly. And I took some acting and directing classes in college. I think I auditioned for like one play in college and didn't get it, and I was like, what? Like, what?
Yeah.
That can't happen. I always get picked, So I think for me that was like kind of, I think I kind of questioned, like, is this really for me? Am I good enough for this?
And then you started working with wood.
Yeah. Then I went construction, because that's what you do when you don't get an audition for theater.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I don't know. Maybe I just took it too personally when they were just looking for a different looking person, or I don't know.
Sure.
Sometimes they're just looking for certain height, certain look, and I don't know. I didn't act from then on.
And our area is not a big acting hub.
Not true.
Oh, really?
No, this area especially is definitely used to be, a very notorious theater district, and then it kind of subsided a little bit, and now it's actually coming back quite a bit.
Oh, okay. Well, it probably subsided during the time that you started working with wood.
So maybe you're not wrong.
So I'm not really wrong.
But,
so anyway, about the wood.
Yeah, so I right after college, I was looking for jobs in my field, and wasn't really finding anything in this immediate area, and then had an opportunity to, should I say more specifically?
Sure.
I began working for Tanya's father, which was in the construction field, and I did that for 7 years.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, it was 7 years. Left that industry on good terms, but I was given the opportunity for a job in the auto industry, and I've been there for nearly 8 years.
So he basically right now puts seats on the line, right? Like it's like a line?
Again,
you just like connect seats?
Nobody cares what I do at my boring job. I was about to curse, but we're trying to keep it family friendly here.
Yeah, we're still on the debating topic of are we allowed to let a curse slip or no? We don't really know.
I don't think
we're gonna try not to, though.
I would love to. but
it may every now and then.
We want you parents to be able to listen to this to your kids to torture them. No, I mean around the. I want you to be able to listen around them and for it to be okay.
Or just if you're listening and one just walks through the door, we don't want you to be like, oh man.
Right. You probably have your earbuds in right now trying to tune them out because they're like
which I would recommend
over the head.
That's probably the best way to listen.
Shouting at their video games.
Or in the car on your way to work or your way home, right. Or after you drop them off at school, you sit in the car and listen. Anyway, so this brings us to back to now, right? Now we both discussed our current jobs.
How long have we been talking?
Probably too long. They were probably done with this.
Are we at a half hour? Are we going to have to trim this down substantially?
If we're at 40 minutes, we're at 40 minutes. Right?
First episode could be whatever, right?
It can be whatever. You guys don't care, right?
Do you want to hear more? Because, we've got it. So
we could go on for hours, especially the way I talk, I'm told.
But this is like an introduction. We pretty much have to stop now, or else we're just going to, get into way too many details of our life that...
there's too many deeper topics we could dive into.
Yeah,
but we just wanted to just give you a little bit of background on us, background on why we wanted to do this podcast. And yeah, we look forward to the future of something hopefully pretty awesome. We're really excited to expand to have a website. I'm looking to start doing some blogs. I would like to, pick some different topics that you guys might want to hear about in a blog and start doing some blogging, which is something I've really not done since like back in the day with MySpace.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember your MySpace accounts from like 2000?
Barely.
I remember my color skins from my
Geez.
MySpace, and
I don't remember anything about my MySpace page.
MySpace was the best.
That's how little I cared about it too.
I wonder
I
if they're still in
page
business.
for like.
Is that around?
No. I don't think so.
That's probably like my
Unless
journaling.
they made a comeback, but I think it's been gone for a while.
That's like my journaling of my teenage years, like gone if they shut that down. I should try to look that up. You know?
You actually think your page still exists somewhere?
Yeah.
I highly doubt that.
I don't know. I gotta check into that. Anyway, so yes, I'm hoping to do some blogs, some current blogs about topics relating to marriage and family like we've just talked about.
Not on MySpace either.
I think that we should probably wrap this up, and hopefully we would our goal, I guess, would be to do this, once a week? We would like to try to stay current.
Yeah, weekly episodes I think would be good.
And if we can, if we're able to get a moment
be able
without
to swing
soccer and dance and everything, we can do a weekly podcast, and we'd like to keep you listening.
Just Velcro. We'll just buy lots of Velcro. We'll stick the kids to the wall. They'll be fine. We'll feed them some Cheerios once in a while.
And the dog will be covered in Cocoa Puffs.
Yep. I mean, that's going to happen.
Want, the end. Well, have a great day.
Thanks for listening. Let us know what you thought of the intro, and like I said, fire away with those questions, and we'll get into some topics another day.
Alrighty.
Thanks for listening.
All right. Bye. Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to That's Apparent. Be sure to stay connected by visiting that'sapparentpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook at fb.me/that'sapparent.